The man's name was Tapui, Nelson Tapui. He farmed here with his family, pretty much cut off from the outside world. He spoke Quechua, the Inca language.
Noka kani Inglaterra manda.
Oh, you
have to talk slower than that. Dios pagarachu.
And language would be the key to Orellana's survival. He began to put words down in a notebook.
Yeah, what's the name in Quechua?
La yuca, ¿cómo se dice en Quechua?
Lumu.
Lumu. La yuca.
So yuca is lumu. That's a very good.
The captain made a point to get to understand the native languages, says the diary, and he made his own primer to help him.
So if you ask for good water to drink.
Yaku takuy, deme agua. Yaku takuy. Yaku takuy. Para mí. Takuy is give me, yaku is water.
Yeah.
Nelson sent his son up a tree to bring seed pods for us to eat. The native people here were called Imara. They gave Orellana food too. They let the Spaniards stay with them for a month to recover their health, saved them from death.
Pacay.
Can I open? Okay. Dios pagarachu. Oh, I can get into these.
Wow.
Delicious.
At this moment, Orellana was still thinking like a conquistador. He told his hosts that he was claiming them and their land for the King of Spain.
Bye-bye.
But maybe a change was beginning to take place in his mind. For kind treatment of the Indians, he said now, was the right way to follow. Over the coming months, Orellana would make contact with many different Indian peoples. Some, like Nelson, would feed and shelter him. Some would try to kill him.
Mum gives us a smile. I think she thought we were aliens at first.
Back upriver, Pizarro was waiting for Orellana to return, his men now dying around him. And as the days turned to weeks, he began to suspect that his loyal cousin might have betrayed him. Orellana's encounter with the Imara had offered hope of survival. Now he and his men decided to get their story straight. They appointed a scribe to put down on paper why they deserted Pizarro. And each and every one of them put his name to it.
We've travelled 200 leagues through savage jungles, they said. We've all seen it with our own eyes. We've felt constant fear of losing our lives because of suffering and hunger. How much more danger and death would there be were we to turn back now? Therefore we all beg you, they say to Orellana, not to ask us to do this. And we ask our scribe to write it down, that we are all willing to follow you by any other route to save our lives, but not to turn back.
But was Orellana being quite truthful? Or did he hope to claim the secret of El Dorado for himself? We continued on his track, down the Coca to its junction with the Napo. Not so long ago, this was just a mission station. Now the town of Francisco Orellana is a Wild West place which has boomed with the opening up of the forest to the new conquistadors, the loggers and the oil men.
Just looking around ourselves, you've seen the sort of the open sewers and dogs running wild and the terrible overcrowding, and you suddenly understand why it was that diseases evolved in cities where there were huge concentrations of people, rather than in the far healthier lifestyle of the jungle.
And this is, I suppose, the second conquista, isn't it? You know, first they came looking for gold and El Dorado, and now the forests have been plundered. They've had their rubber, and now it's the hardwoods and it's black gold, oil.
Adios, amigo.
Yeah. Bye-bye.
When you get to Manaus, remember, if you go swimming, don't have a pee.
And so we said our goodbyes to Dr. Colley.
Ah, dear.
Our next leg would take us down the Napo, the conquistadors' river of cinnamon.
Here's to the river Napo.
Orellana sailed on past other great rivers, the Aguarico, the Curare, down into what is now Peru. We made good speed, says the diary, sometimes more than 20 leagues a day, for the river's flow was swift and strong. Orellana was now on one of the main tributaries of the Amazon, heading east through a vast fluid wilderness. From the air, it's a bewildering maze. Out here, nature seems to have no bounds. Orellana and his men must have gazed on the scene, part in wonder, part in terror. A few days later, they came to a gigantic confluence, the Napo and the Marañón, the beginning of the Amazon proper. And as Orellana reached the Marañón, far to the west, Pizarro had finally given up hope of seeing him again and ordered his men to turn back.